Social Security, Retirement, Disability, SSDI, and Survivors Beneficiaries. Some massive changes to your monthly benefits are going to be introduced this week in Congress. Let's get into it and discuss all the details, as you certainly need to know all of this information. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm back for you each and every day in videos just like this, bringing you all the latest updates as they're being released, as well as talking through other very important information. So again, thank you so much. Subscribe down below and I'll continue to be here for you each and every day. All right, let's get into this and talk about these changes that may be coming to Social Security that are literally going to impact tens of millions of beneficiaries. All right, so yesterday evening, I was out with a video saying, hey, check this out. This information was just released, and I gave you a synopsis of some of the headliners and some of the key takeaways out of this new bill that's going to be released and talked about in Congress this week. However, in this video, I'm going to be bringing you the full details of this bill in just a minute here. So now this is actually in reference to the Social Security 2100, a sacred trust. Now, I do completely recognize previously there was the Social Security 2100 Act that was previously introduced. However, this one is a little bit different, which is why we've got to talk through all the details on this, and you need to know what's in here simply because they're going to be talking about it in Congress in a matter of just, well, I don't know when. This week sometime, either today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, one of these days, it will be introduced this week in Congress. So we've got to get into this, but let me quickly talk through some of the quick headlines on this, and then I'm going to bring my wife in, Corey, and she's going to be reading this article to you with all of the information that is actually included in this Social Security 2100, a sacred trust. One key takeaway, massive raises to benefits. This is a really good takeaway right here. Massive raises to benefits. Also, an adjustment to the way that the cost of living adjustment is actually calculated so that it better reflects the expenses of people who actually receive Social Security benefits, right? There's also some adjustments to SSDI benefits and also some adjustments for widowers benefits. So we've got a lot in this bill. There's actually even more than that. So with that being said, I'm going to bring my wife in right now, Corey. She's going to read this article to you. It's only going to take a few minutes. I would highly advise you to listen to all of it because there's a lot of really good stuff in here. And then I will catch you again in just a minute where we'll go through some of the key takeaways out of this. All right, Corey, take it away, and I'll see you again in just a minute.
This article is from 401kspecialistmag.com by John Sullivan, the editor-in-chief. New Social Security bill will change COLA formula, eliminate WEP. The recent Social Security COLA announcement served as a backdrop for the introduction of a new bill to permanently adjust the cost of living formula, repeal the controversial windfall elimination provision, or WEP, and provide a benefit bump for current and new beneficiaries. Congressman John B. Larson said he will introduce Social Security 2100, a sacred trust, this week at the heels of last week's news that the cost of living adjustment, COLA, will be 5.9% from 2022, the highest increase in 40 years. While this year's cost of living adjustment is welcome news, it only further underscores the need for Congress to act on Social Security, Larson said in a statement. It has been more than 50 years since Congress has improved Social Security benefits, and seniors are suffering. 5 million are living below the poverty line, and current Social Security benefits are not enough. Larson claimed Congress has failed seniors. The situation needs to change, and the time is now to enhance Social Security. According to the bill's fact sheet, there are several significant and some controversial provisions, including a benefit bump for current and new beneficiaries. It provides an increase for all beneficiaries that is equivalent to about 2% of the average benefit. The U.S. faces a retirement crisis, and a modest boost in benefits strengthens the one leg of the retirement system that is universal and the most reliable, it notes. Protection against inflation. It improves the annual COLA formula to better reflect the costs incurred by seniors through adopting a CPIE formula. This provision will help seniors who spend a greater portion of their income on healthcare and other necessities. Improved inflation protection will especially help older retirees and widows who are more likely to rely on Social Security benefits as they age. It protects low-income workers. No one who paid into the system over a lifetime should retire into poverty, Larson said, and therefore the new minimum benefit will be set at 25% above the poverty line and would be tied to wage levels to ensure that the minimum benefit does not fall behind. Improved benefits for widows, and also widowers in two-income households. Repeals the windfall elimination provision, WEP. One of the more controversial provisions will eliminate WEP and the government pension offset, or GPO. Ending the waiting period. The 5-month wait will no longer apply to receive disability benefits. And provides caregivers credits. It will ensure that caregivers are not penalized in retirement for taking time out of their workforce to care for children and other dependents. Student benefits. Extends benefits for students through age 22. And lastly, increases access. It will increase access to benefits for children who live with grandparents or other relatives.
So there it is. As you can see, there are some massive changes to the Social Security program that would ultimately impact tens of millions of beneficiaries. So let's get into it and talk about some of the key takeaways. First off, as you saw right there, Congressman John Larson will be introducing this in Congress this week. One of the other key takeaways that I noticed right at the beginning was, and I love this line, is that Congress has failed seniors and that Social Security needs to be enhanced. I love it, seriously. I think many of us in this community can probably agree that Social Security benefits absolutely need to be changed and actually brought up to an equitable standard of living, because many people are recognizing right now that these benefits are simply not enough to live on, as I think many people are unfortunately experiencing right now with all of these changes in prices. So some of the other key takeaways that I've noticed out of this bill right here, and I think that are really good, is that they want to increase benefits or raise benefits by 25% above the federal poverty line. Now, to put some numbers behind that, because you might be wondering, okay, what does that actually calculate out to be? Well, here's what it is. The federal poverty line as of right now is $12,880. Well, when we put a multiplier on that of 1.25, it brings us up to $16,100 on an annualized basis. If we divide that out on a monthly basis, it brings us out to $1,341 each and every month, and that's what they want to identify as the minimum monthly benefit as a result of this bill. Therefore, basically bringing everybody up above the federal poverty line, because as they said right there, nobody should need to retire into poverty, and they need to bring these benefits up to that 125% of the federal poverty line, and then it would also be adjusted for rises in wages so that it doesn't fall behind in a matter of a decade or something like that, right? So that is a really, really big change right there. Next, they want to implement this nearly 2% raise across the board as a result of adjusting the way that the cost of living adjustment is actually calculated to better reflect the actual expenses for Social Security beneficiaries. Well, as we all know, a lot of Social Security beneficiaries, the massive part of our expenses are healthcare costs. Well, when it comes to actually adjusting the COLA raise each and every year, that's a factor that isn't really calculated into it for a very big weighting of the actual calculation of the cost of living adjustment. So therefore, they actually want to adjust the way the COLA is calculated so that it better reflects the actual cost of living that many people that are receiving Social Security actually acquire on a annualized basis, right? So yeah, something that was also very, very important right there. So they also have some provisions in there where they want to change the widower's benefits, and they also want to eliminate the 5-month waiting period for SSDI benefits. Did you catch that in there also? So yeah, there's something in here for basically all Social Security beneficiaries. So this is a really good thing, and in fact, this would probably impact about 55, 60, possibly even like 70-ish million beneficiaries that are currently receiving benefits and new applicants, right? You saw that at the very beginning where it's going to impact not only existing beneficiaries, but new applicants as well. So there's some really good stuff in there, as you noticed, right? So anyway, feel free to go back and watch this video again if you want to brush up on some of the items that are in this Social Security 2100, a sacred trust. And yes, I do recognize there is the other Social Security 2100 Act. They're a little bit different. They are different things. But anyway, This is coming down in Congress this week. This will be pretty exciting simply because anytime that they start talking about Social Security is actually a really good thing, because let's be real, how long does Congress go without even mentioning a single word about Social Security? A long time, right? So anytime that they bring stuff like this up, it is actually a good thing for all of the beneficiaries, because ultimately it gives us hope that maybe, just maybe, Congress will actually do something. So anyway, this is some good stuff. I just found this late yesterday evening. I brought you that video last night to bring you a quick synopsis of what's going on, but these are the full details, as I promised you last night that I'd bring back to you right away today. So good stuff. Please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media, especially if those people are receiving Social Security benefits. So leave your comments or questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them, or if I need to, I'll come back and make a dedicated video talking about all these topics. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below and share the videos with your friends, family, and social media. And of course, go back and check out some of the other nearly 1,700 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. Enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later in the next one. I'll see you for now.